And after you leave a like, remember to smash the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel as yet. And remember to hit the notification bell so every time I post a video, you can know right away. Subscribe, 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 subscribe.
What's up, my YouTube friends, via subscribers, everybody? Welcome back to another banger motivational video. Let's get it. So what I will be teaching you guys today is how to be self-disciplined. And it's the same thing that when you were younger and you snuck out of the house and your mama tell you don't go outside and you went outside and you got disciplined to stay inside. Same gesture. So how you have self-discipline is you have to literally get up every day and keep yourself in order, which means no matter what you're going through physically, emotionally, and mentally, you have to get up every day and keep yourself in line. You have to get up every day. So I always say in most of my motivational videos that you have to live your life on a schedule, which is true. So you have to know what time you go to work, what time you go to the gym, what time you go grocery shopping, what time you say you have alone time to clear your mind and do all this kind of stuff. Because it's okay to socialize with people, but you need your alone time in order to transition yourself in what to do next. So that's all self-discipline is about, keeping yourself in order. A lot of people don't have the ability to keep themselves in order. They want everybody else to do it for them, but no, you have to literally get up every day and push yourself, regarding of, say, if you're getting enough pay at your job, or if you're, say, a big person and you're in the gym. You can't, like, self-discipline is about disciplining yourself. You don't care about what everybody else has to say. So if you're a person in a minimum wage job, doesn't really matter what outsiders are saying. You know what you want and you know what you're doing. That's self-discipline. If you're in the gym and you're a big person and people are looking at you, pointing at you, laughing at you, discriminating you, self-discipline is about you staying in the gym and proving them wrong. A lot of people end up going to the gym when they're big, and because of people staring and glaring and all those kind of stuff, they get out of the gym. That's a person that lacks self-discipline. Because you have to literally convince yourself that no matter what nobody's saying, you're gonna show up. That's all it is about, showing up. Telling yourself that I don't care what's going on, I don't care how I feel, I'm gonna be in the gym. Because most times when you get up, you don't feel like you want to go to work, you don't feel like you want to pursue your dreams, you don't feel like you want to start a career, you don't feel like you want to go grocery shopping. Like, most time when you get up, we don't feel like we want to do stuff because it's easy to be lazy. It's harder to get up every day and tell yourself, you know what, I'm gonna go get this money, or I'm gonna save some money. You have to literally get up and keep yourself in order. You could be married, you could be in a relationship, your parents, that like those, like your parents will try to guide you in the way that they think you should be. But you have to literally get up every day. Your spouse, whether a husband or wife, they may look towards you to make sure you get stuff done, but you have to literally get up every day and make it happen. So you have to believe in yourself and believe in what you're doing. Because if you're getting up every day without a plan, and that's pointless. Living your life without a plan, like, what are you achieving? You have to get up every day and say to yourself, you know what? This is what I want, and I'm gonna make a couple of baby steps in order to get there. Because that's what life is about. Living your life with no plan is the same as doing absolutely nothing with your life. So for people that lack self-discipline, or the one that say are easily influenced by others, and the one that sit down and refuse to do something with themselves. So having self-discipline is you have to literally convince yourself. Doesn't really matter where you are. If you're starting out to do something, it's harder to start off doing something. And that's what I get to understand. A lot of people are scared from starting. They think, oh, if I start it now, then I will get it now. Life do not work like that. So if you're starting a career or whatever you're starting, or a job, and you have to literally tell yourself, this is what I want and I will hold on to it until I get it. Because you have to have a plan in order to be self-disciplined. Because discipline means you want something and you keep yourself in line until you get it. And let me tell you something, the more you want something, the harder it is to wait. But trust me, you have to get up every day. So if you got a job, you have to tell yourself, okay, Monday to Friday, going to my job. After work, I'm in the gym. Sometimes you're tired and you don't feel like you want to go to the gym. That's fine. If you don't go today, make sure you go tomorrow. You have to keep yourself in line, keep yourself occupied, keep yourself like, you have to motivate yourself. And a lot of people lack self-motivation and a lot of these kind of stuff. So You have to literally get, like, not everyone is strong mind and strong will that they can literally lift themselves up no matter how they're feeling. Because, like, nobody want to get up at 6 or 7 in the morning and go to work, but how are you going to pay your bills? The ones that do are the ones that get up and say, you know what, I need the roof over my head, I need the car I drive, so gotta do it. Some people that work, say, two jobs. Like, they work in the morning, then they get off at a certain time, then they go to a second job. Why you think they work those two jobs? Nobody want to work two jobs, but they do it. Maybe because they want something. Maybe because the first job is not paying them enough money, and they probably want something, so they go get another job in order to back up the money. That's a plan. You have to have a plan in order to be self-disciplined, if you understand what I'm saying. Because you have to want something, and then you have to make a plan in order to get it, and you have to keep yourself in line until you get it. That's self-motivation. But a lot of people lack it because they are not strong-minded. They don't believe that they can do it. Being self-disciplined is about making a plan, and you believe in it with 100% of your heart that you can achieve it, and then you move forward trying to get it. That's all it is. That's all it is. You wanting something. You have to literally get up every day. I've said it before and I'm saying it again. You have to get up every day and tell yourself. Doesn't really matter what no one is saying. Because let me tell you something. The moment you start listening to people, you're going to fall off. You're going to fall off. Because people will say whatever they want to say regardless. And you have to convince yourself that. Even if you're not seeing any progress, you still got to do it. Like I said with the gym. So if you're a big person, or you're not fit, or you're skinny, and people making fun of you, oh, you're in the gym, you have to literally convince yourself that no matter what they're saying, you're going to keep showing up. And I get to understand now that's one of the things people lack, is, like, say, confidence within themselves. If you lack confidence within yourself, then you don't have self-discipline. And if you're easily influenced by others, then you also don't have self-discipline, because you don't have a plan of your own. And if you're trying to live your life based off somebody else's plan, you will fail, because you do not know who you are. And self-discipline is about knowing what you are, knowing what you can do, knowing what you can achieve, knowing your strength, knowing your weakness. So with that being said, how are you going to make a plan on someone else's interests? You can't. You will fail, because you're not that person. That person may can do or something you can't do. They may know something that you don't know. So if you live your life off somebody else, you will lose. And this is why a lot of people always start, like, you ever notice someone may start something and then all of a sudden you see they fall off? That's because it's not meant for them. They don't want to do it. They may not know that it's not meant for them, but they see everybody doing it, so they say, you know what, I'm going to be doing it. And then they do it for 1 month or 2 months or 3 months, and boom, you're wondering what's going on. That's because it's not meant for them. Like, you can see me making all these YouTube videos, and then you're like, you know what, it looked fun, let me go try it. And then the moment you start doing it, then all of a sudden you feel like, oh, this is harder than what it needs to be. I don't know how this guy posts videos every day or every second day. I don't know how he do it. You have to have a plan. And also you have to have a backup plan. So with that being said, you have to have a main goal. Then you have short-term goals to get there. Then you have a backup plan behind the short-term goal. So you can't change the goal. You have to change the move in order to get there. Because if you want to, say, become a lawyer, you can't go to school to, like, any different school than a law school. So you have to change the moves, not the goal, not the plan. A lot of people think changing the plan is better, but no, when you change your plan, you mess up everything. Because how are you going to look within yourself and say, you know what, I think I like this? Or you let me use YouTuber. How are you going to look within yourself and say, I want to become a content creator, but I don't know how to get there. I don't know where to start. Starting is the biggest thing. Doesn't really matter what you're doing in life. Starting is the biggest thing. But how do you keep yourself going? That's more difficult than starting. A lot of people may not know it. It's harder to start, but it's more difficult to keep yourself driving forward. And that's where self-discipline come in. Because you have to tell yourself, I'm not getting paid on YouTube right now. I may not getting no views. No one's watching. But you have to tell yourself that no matter what's going on, no matter how bad things seems, I'm still going to get up and make videos and post every day by day. Because you never know. You may keep on posting and no one's watching, and then boom, one go viral. That's how it worked for me. But not a lot of people had that motivation within themselves. They expect when they do something, like say post one time online, they expect to blow up. Which, if it worked like that, everyone will blow up because everyone's posting on the internet every day. And I just remember something: you have to be hungrier than the next guy in order to achieve it, because the next guy won it. So you have to be more dedicated than the next guy in order for your stuff to be out there. Because this guy's posting 2 times a week. And if you're hungrier than him, you'll be posting 3 to 4 times a week. So you have more, not say views, but more screen time. People have more chance to come across you than him. You have to be hungry. But a lot of people lack the motivation within themselves, and that's hence lack self-discipline, because they can't keep themselves in order because they don't know what they want. And let me tell you something: from you don't know what you want in life, difficult. A person that have no idea what they want or what they're doing, that's a person without a plan. Because you have to have a plan. Wait, sorry. You have to know what you want in order to make a plan to get it. And then you have to discipline yourself, keep yourself in line to say, work, gym, grocery shop. Like, you have to live your whole life on a schedule. I've talked about living on a schedule in one of my motivational videos, and it's true. Because you have to give yourself certain time to do something, and you have to give yourself time to sleep. So you go to work at a certain time, you work on whatever you're pursuing at a certain time, you're in the gym at a certain time, you're home at a certain time, you eat at a certain time, different days, and you also sleep at a certain time. Because you can't be a work ethic. Because if you're working twice as hard every day, then you need twice as hard sleep. Because the same way how you're hustling, the same way how you get up every day and you push forward, that's the same way you should be sleeping hard. I always tell the people, if you're working hard, you should be sleeping hard. Because you should go home, take a power nap, wake up next day and do it all over again. But not a lot of people can wake up and do it all over again, because they lack motivation, self-motivation. I already made a video talking about this. But bro, trust me, self-discipline, you have to discipline yourself. You have to do it for yourself. You have to tell yourself that you may not see the results now, but you have to get up every day. Doesn't matter if people are laughing at you because of what you're doing or you can't figure it out. You can't figure it out now. But you keep pushing forward, eventually you will. So you're going to stop what you're doing or not start something because you're worried about what everybody else has to say. If you're a type of person that you're worried about what everybody else has to say and you didn't start, you also lack self-discipline, because you don't got the confidence within yourself. The moment you got the confidence within yourself in order to start and take your time to push forward, you will eventually develop self-discipline. But if you're worrying about what everyone is saying, and or they're laughing, or they're saying this and they're saying that, you don't got the confidence within you. And if you don't got confidence within yourself, then you lack self-discipline, because you can't keep yourself in line. You can't tell yourself that they're saying something, but I don't want to do it anymore because they keep saying something. Doesn't really matter how you feel emotionally, physically, and mentally. You have to get up every day. Nobody want to get up every day and go to work. Everybody wish they have a lot of money in their account. Everyone wish they're traveling across the world. Everybody wish they had their own yacht. Everyone wish they're at the best party. Everyone wish they're drinking $2,000 champagne. Everybody wish they don't have to work for somebody else. Everybody wish they had their own business. Everybody wish they had their different money coming in. Everybody wish they had a mansion. Everyone wish they have a $2 million car. Everyone wish they have it. But only a few is willing to get up and make a plan in order to get it. You have to have confidence within yourself. You have to tell yourself that you can achieve it. You may not see it now, but the moment if you're interested in something, you'll figure it out as you go. I always say this in most of my motivational videos, that if you're interested, then it's easy for you to figure out how to move forward. Because if you're not interested, then you can't have self-discipline. Because you can't discipline yourself to do something that you're not interested in. That's like saying, I'm gonna go start welding. How will I keep myself in line to do welding when I'm not interested in it? So the thing is, you have to know who you are, like I've said. You have to know your gifts, your talent, your skills, exercise your skills. And then when you figure that out, then you make a plan. Then you create, say, a long-term goal to say, you know what, I have a plan and I want to achieve this at a certain time. Because I always tell people, when you make a plan, you need to break it down in order for you to get it done. Because if you make a plan, say, oh, next year I need to be here at this time, that's okay to make a plan like that. But you need a couple steps in order to say, you know what, each month I want to achieve this in order to get where I'm trying to be by next year. So that's you keeping yourself in order. So when next year the same time comes, then you will get it. If you're making a plan and like say no deadline or no specific date or no specific month or no specific year, you will lose because you're making a plan without the like not say expiry date, but no expectation for the date, if that makes sense. So it's like, oh, I will do this and see what happens. If you're that type of person, you will achieve absolutely nothing. You can't do something and see what happens. You need to do stuff and make stuff happen. If you got confidence within yourself, you will eventually develop self-discipline because you are the one that need to keep yourself in order. Those people that have, say, houses, that own houses, you think somebody else, you think the bank knock on their door and say, oh, remember to pay the mortgage at this time? No. The ones that pay rent, you think the landlord is knocking on their door, say 2 3 days before, and say, oh, the rent is due on that day? No. They tell you the rent is due on this day. If you don't pay it by this day, then the next day you're gonna have interest. So they tell you. So if you're late, you pay more. And then that sort of ruin your credit. If you go finance something, they tell you there's a due date. If you're past the due date, then you will pay more because it's interest. You need to have a due date. The only person that should be reminding you over and over and over again to do something is yourself. If you're with someone, they may say, oh, remember to pay the car insurance, remember to do this, remember to do that. They're sort of, say, helping, but you have to literally get up every day and make it happen. People are only there to guide you, especially like your parents and your partner. They're there to guide you. But you have to get up every day and make it happen because no one is going to knock on your door and say, oh, the rent is due in this date. After the due date, it's gone. You're paying extra. So with that being said, you have to get up every day. When you make a plan, like I said, you have to break it down. Whenever people try to talk to me, I always tell them, when they talk to me, say about like stuff like this, I always tell them, you know, if you make a plan, you need to break it down more, and then you need to have a due date or a year that you want stuff to happen. That way you develop the drive. You're more motivated to make it happen because you know the due date is coming up. If you got a job and you want to save to buy a car, you know how much money you get for the month, and then you know how much a car costs if you want to go buy a second-hand car. So let's say you want to go buy a car for 10 grand. You know how much pay you get, you know how much you take home a month, you know after you pay your bills, after you do your grocery shopping and everything, you know how much money is remaining, you know how much money you can save and not touch for an extended amount of time. Because when you figure out how much money you save a month, then you can figure out how much money you can save each month in order to reach at 10 grand. Whether 1 year, 2 year, 3, depending on the type of person you are and the type of job you got. But you have to know how much you can save. When I mean save, I mean in your savings account, that means you're not touching it. It's not there for souvenir where, oh, I don't got nothing to do, let me go squeeze out 100. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about having it there and not touch it until it's 10 grand. You have to discipline yourself. You have to tell yourself, and it's sort of making sacrifices to not do a lot of stuff because everybody want to have fun. Everybody want to go all over the place. That's the same as if you say you just start working and you have to avoid, say, going out as often. Because trust me, like self-discipline have to do with a lot of sacrifices. And when I started the video, I didn't imagine that sacrifices would come into this video. But having self-discipline, you have to sacrifice like something in order to keep yourself in order. Because say on the weekend, you're going to get up and say, you know what? I'm going to go to the bar and have a couple of drinks. But what if you are pursuing something, then you can't be at the bar? If that makes sense. So you can only be at the bar, say maybe 1 or 2 hours. If you're going out with friends, you can't be out for 5 6 hours because you got stuff to pursue. So now that I say it, it sort of make more sense to me saying it out loud. So having self-discipline is about having confidence within yourself, keeping yourself in order, and making sacrifices for stuff that's not relevant. Then that sounds like I was reading something. But that's just how it is. You have to sacrifice something that's not, say, in your circle of things in order to move forward. And having self-discipline have a lot to do with the people you put yourself around. Because if you put yourself around ordinary people when you're trying to rise above and beyond, you will never rise above and beyond, because like I've always said, your friends show who you are. So it's harder for you to have confidence within yourself to do something that's gonna have you, like, lead you above and beyond. Like, say if you want to become a content creator, it's harder for you to have that confidence within yourself to become a content creator when the people you surround yourself with, or average people, people that don't think you can pull it off. That's why they point at you, and that's why they're laughing at you, and that's why they're talking about you. So those type of friends, I don't. It's gonna be twice as hard for you to start and then keep yourself going, knowing that those friends are there, especially if they don't support what you're doing, because not a lot of people are going to support what you're doing. Hence, you have to have confidence within yourself, and if you lack the confidence within yourself, then you lack self-discipline. You lack it. You don't got it. Because you don't, if you don't believe in yourself, then you can't keep yourself in order. And then you can't wake up one morning and say, oh, I feel mentally exhausted, I can't go to work. You're gonna short your money to pay your rent or to pay your bills. You can't get, if you're a woman and you're breaking down emotionally and then you got kids, you can't say, oh, you know, female with kids tend to push harder than females without kids, because they have that drive that they could tell themselves, convince themselves, oh, I'm doing this for my kid. But in reality, you're not doing it for your kid. You're doing it for yourself so you can share with your kid. But not the point. You have to discipline yourself. So right back to the beginning of the video. When your parents say, oh, don't touch this, or ask for this, or don't do this, and when you do it, they punish you. It's the same thing. Not say you got to punish yourself, but you have to keep yourself in order. So I think getting discipline growing up, it sort of teach you self-discipline in order for you to keep your own self in order. Because, like, how are you going to have a job and then you work your own money, but you have to literally tell yourself that you can't spend a lot of money because you're saving for something? Imagine how that feels when you go to the grocery store to buy something and you have to say to yourself, oh, I want this, but I need this. And then you have to sacrifice something. You have to say, you know what? I need my rice and I need my flour. I'm going to sacrifice this little $20 game, or sacrifice his headphones. You know what I mean? But like, you have to sacrifice something. No matter how hard you try, or no matter where you're trying to go, or if you're trying to run from it, if you want something, you always have to sacrifice something. No, if you need something, sorry, you always have to sacrifice something. How much times have you been to the grocery store doing something, and then you have to pick which one you want, and you always pick the one that you need, and then you have to tell yourself, oh, next paycheck, or next time I get paid, or next time I got some money. How much time did you do that? That's self-discipline. That's how you discipline yourself. If you go to a grocery store and then, like, say, a big 4 liter of milk is, say, $5 here, then you go to another store and you see for $7. If you buy for $7 at the other store first, and then you went to the second store, then you're like, what, the milk is for $5 here, then I why did I buy that one for $7? You're not gonna buy that milk for $7 again. You're gonna come right here for the one that's $5, and then you're gonna keep yourself in order, saying here is cheaper, and you get the same thing. So you have to keep yourself in order. You have to have confidence in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. But before you're right there, you have to know what you're interested in. I don't know if you guys keep, I don't know if you guys notice I keep saying the same thing over and over and over, because I'm making sure you guys follow. So when I make these videos, I don't want to start saying something and say a bunch of stuff. I always trying to keep everything going throughout the whole video, because I don't want you guys to be lost while I'm talking. So you have to believe in yourself. You have to know your interests. And if you don't know what you're interested in, and you don't know what you can do and can't do, you can't have self-discipline, because you don't have the confidence. You're not motivated to do anything, because you don't know who you are. You don't know what you're doing. So until you figure who you are and what you're interested in, it's going to be hard for you to make a plan. And then if you don't got a plan, sorry, then you can't keep yourself in line in order to get it. So you have to know what you're interested in. You have to know who you are, your skills, your talent, what you're doing. Then you make a plan. And then you figure out how to get there. And then you keep yourself in order depending on how you feel. You have to get up every day and tell yourself, I'm going to get it no matter what. No matter how I'm feeling today, I'm going to go get it. I may be catching a cold, but I'm going to get up and I'm going to drink some orange juice. If I feel better, I'm going to go. You have to discipline your own self. Everybody want the best for you, but you have to want the best for yourself. That's self-discipline, keeping your own self in order. Same thing like what the word says, self-discipline. It's about discipline yourself, keeping yourself in order. That's all it is. I hope this message was useful for some of you guys. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned. I will be back doing more stuff. You go enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out. And don't forget to follow me on social media. I post daily on them.